I might pick up on the National Camera Safety Strategy. It's something I've been calling for its publication because it had been delayed for quite a long period of time and was published earlier this month. And I think the TII were very involved in terms of its drafting. What happens next with that strategy? Because one of the things I was alarmed, and there's good stuff in there, but there are no timelines, there's no clarity, there's a lot of recommendations in there, there's decisions that have to be taken by government, by other state agencies as well, and there was no clear, this is what happens next, this is what happens next. So you said you're on the implementation body. How often have you met so far, and have you got kind of a timeline for the delivery of that critical mass of safety cameras at junctions, at speeding points around the country?
So that group has just been established, and Shaw, the CEO of the
Have you met yet?
No, it's just published, and Shaw, the CEO of the National Transport Authority, will chair that group, and Anne has a lot of experience from her prior role around road safety measures, and other members of that group include An Garda Síochána and the Court Service, and we will be meeting in the next couple of weeks, and that is with a view to putting in place an implementation plan over the next number of months and years, because I'd agree
government
with you,
departments be represented on the body?
They're not going to be represented on the body, but certainly as a group we would expect to be reporting regularly back into both the Department of Transport and the Department of Justice, being I suppose the two main departments.
And can I ask, one of the recommendations for running this new kind of network of cameras is the creation of a new public body. That's one of the recommendations in the strategy. It's kind of hard for me to see how because that's quite a significant decision, how could that be carried forward by, I suppose, the group you're on if there's no government, if government actually isn't present, because that will actually take a government decision?
Yeah, I think that the main two sort of areas within the strategy, as I see it now, is on the road safety speeding camera initiative, whereby TII will be responsible for the deployment, the maintenance of those cameras, and An Garda Síochána in terms of the enforcement. And then on the NTA side, in an urban environment around enforcement, let's say around bus lanes and other factors, whereby they will manage the process throughout. So I think they are the two main areas envisaged, and I think they're the two main areas where we can actually make progress in the quickest time, which I think would serve everybody well.
So is that recommendation in terms of a new public body, is that not being carried forward?
I'm not aware of that being within the latest strategy, but unless I'm mistaken there, certainly the two main elements are what I was
But on 5.7 of the working group's assessment conclusion, they recommended that would be the long-term measure for addressing the I suppose the long-term operation of cameras.
Well, perhaps in the long term, but I think what we're focused on really is trying to make as much progress as we can around the road safety elements around camera enforcement, and I think what I've described there, I think, are the two areas where we can make greatest impact.
And will your group be setting out a timetable for the achievement of the various elements, and that will that be a publicly available document?
Yeah. I don't think we as a group would have any issue with that being made public.
Okay. I suppose again it's just in terms of kind of accountability in that, and I'm sure everyone in your group is committed towards the delivery of this, but if the timetable isn't in the strategy, it's kind of if you guys are starting meeting, knowing the timetable, but no one else does, it's kind of hard to achieve that element of accountability. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think we need to have a timetable with actions and target deadlines for sure.
And is that something you'd expect to come out from your initial meeting?
Yes. Well, now, in fairness, I don't know whether it'll be the initial meeting, but I think it'll be one of the first deliverables you'd expect of that group. Yeah.